In this video, we'll learn to make the pattern A letter using the for loop. Okay, so as we initialize our counters, so the first counter is the I counter, which will count for the rows we are having. Okay, so in this case, we can see that we are having 5 rows, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 over here. So we are having 5 rows over here. So we can say that n is equals to 5 over here. Okay. So now the I counter will be like something like this. First we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and last row we have 5. Okay. So in this case we can see that I is starting from 1. So we'll initialize it from 1. It will go till n. As you can see over here, it is going till 5. And 5 is n in this case, so 1 till n, and it will be incremented by 1 in each iteration. Now we can see over here that we are having some spaces before printing our first star of every row. Okay, so we'll have one loop of k, that is for the spaces we have. Okay, so this one is for the spaces. Okay, so this we are having 4 spaces over here. So this is in first row we have 1 to 4, then second row we have 1 till third, in third row we have 1 till 2, in fourth row we have only 1 space, and in last row we have 0 space. Okay, so we can see that k is initializing from 1 each time and is going till 4, 3, 2, 1. We can compare it from n and I. As we know that the value of n is 5 in this case, and if we see here, okay, so 5 minus 1, that is 4. For second row we have 5 minus I, that is n minus I. 5 minus 2 is 3, is the value of k. So it will go till n minus I. Okay, so we'll initialize it from 1 and it will terminate when on n minus I. Okay, as you can see, it is incrementing in each iteration as 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this increment we are not seeing from here. If we see from here, it is decrementing as 4, 3, 2, 1. We see the increment in this range. In this range, we can see it is going from 1 to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then in next iteration, we have 1, 2, 3. So it is incrementing. We see this range. We do not see this range. Okay. Now we have the J loop, that is for printing the stars in each row. Okay. So now here we are having 1 star. So we have 1 till 1. For the second row, we have 1 and 3. Okay, so we'll print on one position and on third position, leaving the second position as blank. For third row, we have 1 till 5. As you can see over here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have 1 till 5. Now you would be thinking that we don't want to print in between over here. So we'll think of some logic while writing the program about it. But first we're writing the starting and the ending grades of it. So this is 1 to 5, then we have 1 till 7, and then we have 1 till 9. Okay. So in this case also, j is initializing from 1 and is going till 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. That means here we can say 2 into I minus 1. 2 into 1, that is 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, so you can dry run each and every pattern so you would be more sure about your logic. Okay, so we have 2 into I minus 1. And as we can see, in this range, I is incrementing from 1 to 1, then from 1 to 3. Okay, so we'll increment it by 1 in each iteration. Okay, so now we'll make the program. Okay, so I'll open this one. Okay, here we need 3 variables, actually 4. one more variable for spaces, that is k. Okay, so now here in this case, as we're having n is equals to 5, I'll keep it same. Okay, so now then we have the for loop now. So I'll remove this code. Okay, perfect. Now we have the for loop. For int I equals 1 till I less than equals n and I plus plus. I just wrote this. As I have already told you here, I is 1 till n is incrementing. So we have 1 till n is incrementing. Now inside I, we have two loops. One is for k and the another is for j. So if we talk about k, k is initializing from, just as you will see it, k is initializing from 1 till n minus I. So 1 till k is less than equals n minus I, and k is incrementing in each iteration. In this, we need to print the spaces, so I don't think we need a curly bristles in this case. Okay, so we'll just print the spaces system.out.print the space. Okay, so now the second loop is for j, that is for int j is equals to 1 till 2 into I minus 1. So we have 1 till j is less than equals 2 into I minus 1. Okay. Here we have less than equals and j is incrementing in each situation. So we'll put a j plus plus over here. Then inside j loop, we need to think of some logic that the star should only be printed on first and last place, but not in between. But the exception is the row third, that is somewhat the half plus 1 of the n. Okay, so here we need to make a check that if our j is equals 1, or we can say if j is equals 2 into I minus 1, or we have j is equals to, this is I is equals to n plus 1 by 2. Perfect. Okay, so here we have making j is equals to 1. Okay, here we can see the j is for columns. Okay, so we'll print a star whenever j is equals to 1. Okay, so just change my pen color. Okay, so now when we are printing this first star, and we have already printed the spaces, so j is going from 1 to 1, that means we have only one star. So when j is equals to 1, we will print a star. So this star would be printed over here. Okay, now if we talk about second row, j is going from this star till this 1, 2 and 3. J is going from 1 till 3. Okay, you can see over here, j is going from 1 till 3. So we need to print a star on position 1 and on position 3. That's why we have written over here j is equals to 1 and j is equals to 2 into I minus 1. As we have already seen that this 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9 is something 2 into I minus 1. Okay, so we'll print a star whenever j is equals to 1. That means this row will be printed, this diagonal row will be printed whenever j is equals to 1. And whenever j will be equals to 2 into I minus 1. In this case, we have 2 into I minus 1 are these numbers. Okay, so this row will also be printed from that case. Now the only row left is this one, middle row. Okay, so for that I have written over here I is equals to n plus 1 by 2. Okay, so n plus 1, that is 6 by 2 is 3. So we'll print the ith row having the value 3. Okay, so in that case we'll obtain the result. So now we'll print the star over here. So system.out.print a star over here. Then in else case we'll print these spaces. Okay, so we have here system dot out dot println and the space. In the case when we don't want to print a star in between. Now, when this for loop is finished, we'll print a line change system.out.println. Okay, I'll save this. Okay, here I just put it SOPLN, that is system.out.println, because I wanted to change my line. Okay, you can see over here, after printing this first line, I need to change the line to go onto the second line. That's why I've just typed over here system.out.println after I finished my K loop and J loop. Okay, so that's it for this program. Now we'll just move towards the implementation, that is the run. So I'll open CMD. Here we have the file name as pattern. Okay, so the compile command is javac and file name is pattern.java. Okay, so here we got an error that variable I is already defined. Okay, sorry, I have already defined all of them over here. So I'll remove them from here and we'll have only n present over there. Okay, now we'll again compile it, and then when we run using the class name, that is pattern, we got this pattern. But this is not the desired pattern. Then what was the mistake? Okay, so let me show you. Here we typed actually system.out.println, but we just don't want to print a line change in this line of code. Okay, as we have printed the line change in this row, so we don't want it in the previous one. Okay, so now we got the perfect output, that is the A. Okay, you can see it clearly over here that we got the desired pattern of A over here. I'll mark it or highlight it so you can see it clearly. Okay, that's it for this video. In the next video, we'll make some more patterns, some more letters, and some traditional symbols as well, so that you hold your grips onto the pattern, as these patterns are usually asked in interviews also, and the concept should be very clear in your minds. You should be able to solve all the questions of the patterns. Yes, these are very basic, but once the basics are cleared, we can move on towards the complex questions. Okay, if our basics are not clear, we will not be able to solve the complex questions much more efficiently as we can. Okay, thank you.